Learning English in 2026. Why Old Methods No Longer Work. Segment 1. Focus. Reality check, plus emotional hook, plus trust build. Narrator. Daniel. Before we talk about learning English in 2026, let me tell you something honest. If you feel tired, confused, or stuck with English, you are not lazy. You are not slow. You are not failing. The method failed you. For years, you were told the same thing. Study grammar, memorize vocabulary, practice more. But now it is 2026, and something feels different. You have more resources than ever, more apps, more videos, more AI tools. Yet speaking English still feels hard. Why? Because English learning has changed, but most methods have not. In 2026, people do not struggle because they lack information. They struggle because they are overloaded. Too many rules, too many techniques, too many voices telling them different things. This creates pressure. Pressure kills confidence, and without confidence, English does not grow. Let me say this clearly. Old methods were built for classrooms, for exams, for slow systems. But your life is not slow anymore. You think fast, you scroll fast, you get tired fast. Old English methods do not match modern life. That is why they no longer work. In the past, learning English meant sitting quietly, listening to one teacher, following one book. In 2026, your brain works differently. It needs relevance, it needs calm, it needs meaning, not endless rules. Many learners blame themselves. They say, "I'm bad at English. I forget everything. I cannot speak." But the real problem is this. You were taught what English is, not how English lives. English is not a subject. It's a skill connected to confidence, emotion, and habit. Old methods ignore this. Here's a truth many people do not tell you. In 2026, English fluency is not built by studying harder. It is built by listening without pressure, speaking without fear, practicing in calm, real moments. This requires a different approach, a peaceful approach. This video is not here to attack teachers. It is not here to reject grammar completely. It is here to update the system, to show you how English actually fits into modern life, slowly, calmly, without burnout. If you continue using old methods in 2026, you will feel more frustrated. But if you learn the new way, English will start to feel lighter, possible, human. Calm transition. Pause here for a moment. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about what exactly changed in 2026 and why your brain learns English differently now. You are not behind. You are just ready for a better method. Welcome back. In the first segment, we talked about something important. You are not bad at English. The method is outdated. Now let us go deeper. To understand why old methods no longer work, we must understand what actually changed in 2026. Not English, but you. Your brain is not the same anymore. In 2026, your brain works differently than it did years ago. You receive information all day, messages, notifications, videos, AI tools. Your brain is always active. This means one thing. Your attention is shorter and your energy is lower. Old English methods were built for long focus, long lessons, long explanations. But your modern brain does not learn well like that anymore. This is not weakness. This is reality. Why long study sessions fail now? In the past, people could sit quietly for 1 hour and study. In 2026, that feels heavy. When learning feels heavy, your brain resists. Resistance creates frustration. Frustration creates quitting. That is why many learners stop again and again, not because they are lazy, but because the system ignores modern attention. Information is no longer the problem. Here is a very important truth. In 2026, information is everywhere. You can learn grammar, vocabulary, pronunciation, all in one day if you want. But knowing is not the same as using. Old methods focus on input. They assume output will happen automatically. It does not. English is a skill. Skills need practice in calm conditions. Old methods ignore this. Pressure is higher than ever. In 2026, people compare themselves constantly. They watch fluent speakers. They watch perfect accents. They watch fast conversations. This creates silent pressure. Pressure blocks learning. Old methods add more pressure. Tests, rules, corrections. Your brain shuts down under pressure. That is why speaking feels hard. English learning became emotional. This is something old methods never understood. English learning is emotional now. Fear of sounding stupid, fear of being judged, fear of making mistakes. Old systems treat English like math. But English lives in your voice, and your voice listens to your emotions. AI changed expectations, not reality. AI can translate. AI can correct grammar. AI can generate perfect English, but AI cannot give you confidence. Old methods now feel even more useless because they compete with machines. In 2026, humans do not need perfect English. They need comfortable English. Old methods still chase perfection. That is why they fail. Why calm learning works better now. Your brain learns best when it feels safe. Calm learning reduces fear, lowers pressure, increases consistency. Old methods ignore calm. They push speed, they push accuracy, they push results. Modern brains push back. The gap between life and learning. Old methods live in books. Your life lives outside. In 2026, learning must fit into real life. Short moments, small habits, daily contact. Old methods do not fit daily life anymore. They ask you to change your life instead of fitting into it. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned your brain works differently now. Attention is shorter. Pressure is higher. Information is not the problem. Emotions block learning. Old methods ignore modern reality. This is why old methods no longer work in 2026, not because English changed, because life changed. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about the biggest mistake most English learners will make in 2026 and why it keeps them stuck. This part is very important. Stay with me. Segment 3. Focus. The biggest mistake most learners will make. Welcome back. Now we come to a very important point. In 2026, most English learners will not fail because they are lazy. They will fail because they make one quiet mistake. A mistake that looks smart. A mistake that feels productive, but slowly keeps them stuck. Let me explain this carefully. The biggest mistake: chasing tools instead of habits. In 2026, there are more tools than ever. Apps, courses, AI teachers, perfect explanations. Many learners believe this: if I find the right tool, English will finally work. So they keep switching. New app, new method, new promise. This feels like progress, but it is not. It is distraction. Why this mistake feels logical? Because tools give hope. They say, this one is better, this one is smarter, this one is faster. But English does not grow from hope. It grows from contact. Daily contact. Old methods failed because they were rigid. New tools fail when they replace consistency. The illusion of progress. Here is something many learners do not notice. Watching English videos feels like learning. Reading tips feels like learning. Collecting resources feels like learning, but speaking does not improve. Understanding does not improve. Confidence does not improve. This creates frustration. Learners think, I know so much, but I cannot use it. That is the result of chasing tools instead of habits. English is a skill, not a setup. In 2026, English is still a human skill. Skills grow through repetition, not through perfect systems. Old methods focused on rules. New learners focus on tools. Both forget practice. Real practice is simple. Listening calmly, speaking regularly, repeating daily. This is not exciting, but it works. Why AI makes this mistake worse? AI makes English look easy. Perfect sentences, instant correction, fluent output. This creates a dangerous thought. Why should I practice if AI can do it for me? Because AI cannot build your voice. It cannot reduce your fear. It cannot create comfort in real conversation. Only you can do that. Through habit. The cost of constant switching. Every time you switch methods, your brain resets. You lose rhythm. You lose confidence. You lose trust in yourself. This is why many learners feel tired, not from learning, from restarting. The quiet alternative. There is another way. It is not popular. It is not loud. It is stable. Choose one simple system. Stay with it, even when it feels boring, especially then. English grows when you stop searching and start staying. What staying actually means. Staying does not mean long study hours. It means short daily listening, short daily speaking, calm repetition. 10 minutes a day beats 1 hour once a week. Old methods ignored this. New learners forget it. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned the biggest mistake in 2026 is chasing tools. Tools create illusion, not skill. Habits build confidence. Switching keeps you stuck. Staying creates growth. This mistake looks modern, but it creates old frustration. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about what actually works in 2026 and how to build an English system that fits real life. This is where things become lighter. Stay with me. Segment 4. Focus. What actually works in 2026? Welcome back. After understanding what no longer works, it is time to talk about what actually works in 2026. Not theories, not promises, real methods that fit real life. The core rule of 2026 learning. In 2026, English improves when learning feels safe. Not exciting, not extreme. Safe. When your brain feels safe, it stays open. When it stays open, learning happens naturally. Old methods used pressure. The calm system uses consistency. The calm system explained. The calm system is simple. It has 3 parts: listening, speaking, staying consistent. No complicated schedules, no heavy rules, just daily contact. Listening comes first. In 2026, listening is more important than studying. Not fast listening, not difficult listening, calm listening. When you listen calmly every day, your brain absorbs rhythm and structure naturally. You stop translating, you stop forcing. Your understanding grows quietly. Speaking without performance. Old methods treated speaking like a test. In 2026, speaking is practice. You do not perform, you express. Short sentences, simple ideas. Speaking regularly matters more than speaking perfectly. Why short daily practice wins? Long sessions fail because they create resistance. Short sessions succeed because they fit life. 10 minutes a day is realistic. 10 minutes a day builds habit. Habit beats motivation. This is the biggest shift in 2026. The role of AI in the Calm system. AI is a tool, not a teacher, not a replacement. Use AI to clarify meaning, check understanding, support learning. But do not let AI speak for you. Your voice matters. Emotional safety is non-negotiable. In 2026, emotional safety decides success. Fear blocks learning. Shame blocks speaking. The Calm system removes fear. No judgment, no comparison, just progress. Learning fits into life. The Calm system fits your day, while walking, while resting, between tasks. English is no longer separate from life. It becomes part of it. Why this works long term? This system works because it respects modern attention, emotional limits, real schedules. Old methods demanded change from you. This system adapts to you. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned what actually works in 2026, why calm learning matters, how short daily habits win, how to use AI wisely, why emotional safety matters. This is not a shortcut. It is a sustainable path. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about what English skills truly matter in 2026 and what you can safely ignore. This will simplify everything. Stay with me. Segment 5. Focus. The skills that matter and what you can ignore. Welcome back. Now that you understand what works in 2026, we need to simplify one more thing: skills. Many learners feel overwhelmed because they believe they must master everything: grammar, accent, vocabulary, speed. This belief creates pressure. In 2026, pressure slows learning. So let us be clear about what truly matters. Skill 1. Understanding meaning, not words. The most important English skill in 2026 is this: understanding meaning. Not every word, not every sentence. Meaning. Real conversations move fast. You will miss words. But if you understand the idea, you can respond. Old methods trained you to listen for words. Modern English requires listening for intention. When you understand meaning, confidence increases. Skill 2. Speaking clearly, not perfectly. Perfect grammar is not required. Clear communication is. In 2026, people value clarity, honesty, calm expression. They do not expect textbook sentences. They expect understanding. Short sentences, simple words. This is powerful English. Skill 3. Staying calm while speaking. Fear blocks speech. Calm opens it. In 2026, confidence comes from emotional control, not language control. When you stay calm, your words flow, your voice steadies, your mind stays present. This is a real skill, and it can be trained. Skill 4. Consistency over intensity. Practicing once a week does not work. Practicing daily, even briefly, does. Consistency trains the brain. Intensity tires it. Old methods valued long sessions. Modern learning values daily contact. 10 minutes every day beats 1 hour once a week. Skill 5. Adapting, not memorizing. Language is flexible. Memorized sentences break under pressure. Adaptive speaking survives. In 2026, you need to explain ideas simply, even when you forget words. Using phrases like, "it's like," or "what I mean is," this keeps conversations alive. What you can safely ignore. Now let's talk about what you can ignore. You can ignore perfect accent, rare vocabulary, complex grammar rules, speaking fast. These are not priorities. They create distraction. Focus brings progress. Why this simplification matters. When learners focus on everything, they improve nothing. When they focus on essentials, confidence grows. This is why many fluent speakers use simple language. They mastered the basics. The adult learner truth. As an adult, you do not need school-style learning. You need practical, emotional learning. Learning that respects your time. Learning that respects your energy. This is the future of English learning. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned meaning matters more than words. Clarity matters more than perfection. Calm matters more than speed. Consistency matters more than intensity. Adaptability matters more than memorization. These are the English skills of 2026. Everything else is optional. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about how to build confidence step by step without forcing yourself or burning out. This is where many learners finally feel free. Stay with me. Segment 6. Focus, building real confidence step by step. Narrator, Daniel. Welcome back. At this point, many learners ask one quiet question. I understand more now, but why do I still feel nervous when I speak? This question matters, because confidence is not built by knowledge. It is built by experience. And in 2026, confidence must be built gently. Why confidence feels fragile? Most people think confidence is something you either have or you do not. That is not true. Confidence is a response. It appears when your brain feels safe. Old methods ignored this. They pushed performance before comfort. They demanded results before readiness. This created fear. Fear does not disappear with more grammar. Confidence begins with permission. In 2026, the first step to confidence is permission. Permission to speak slowly, make mistakes, pause, sound simple. When you remove pressure, your voice returns. This is not weakness. It is psychological strength. Why small wins matter more than big goals. Many learners set big goals, speak fluently, sound native, never make mistakes. These goals create distance. Confidence grows through small wins. For example, speaking 1 minute without stopping, expressing one idea clearly, continuing after a mistake. Each small win sends a message to your brain. I am safe. I can do this. The role of the body in confidence. Confidence is not only mental, it is physical. When you rush, your body tightens. When your body tightens, your voice struggles. In 2026, calm speaking starts with slow breathing. Pause, breathe, speak. This simple reset changes everything. Stop measuring yourself against others. Comparison destroys confidence. In 2026, comparison is everywhere. Social media, perfect speakers, fast talkers. But those comparisons are incomplete. You do not see their struggle. You only see the result. Your journey is different. Confidence grows when you measure yourself against your past self. Confidence comes from continuity. Speaking once does not build confidence. Speaking regularly does. Confidence is the result of continuity. Even short speaking every day creates familiarity. Familiarity reduces fear. Fear reduction creates confidence. This is how it works. Real confidence is quiet. Real confidence does not announce itself. It shows up as calm tone, steady pace, willingness to continue. In 2026, quiet confidence is respected. People trust calm speakers. You do not need to impress. You need to connect. What to do on low confidence days? Some days, confidence will disappear. This is normal. On those days, reduce effort. Speak fewer words. Slow down. Do not stop completely. Low effort keeps the habit alive. Habit protects confidence. The identity shift that changes everything. Here is a powerful shift. Stop saying, "I am learning English." Start saying, "I speak English." Even if it is simple, even if it is slow. Your identity guides your behavior. When identity changes, confidence follows. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned confidence comes from safety. Permission removes fear. Small wins build strength. Calm speaking creates trust. Continuity protects confidence. This is real confidence in 2026. Not forced, not loud, stable. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the next segment, we will talk about how to use English in real life and professional situations in 2026 without overthinking or pressure. This is where everything becomes practical. Stay with me. Segment 7. Focus using English naturally in real life. Welcome back. At this stage, something important has shifted. English is no longer just something you study. It is something you begin to use. This is where many learners feel unsure. They ask quietly, "How do I use English in real life without overthinking? How do I speak at work without sounding wrong?" These questions are normal. In 2026, real English use is not about performance, it is about presence. Real-life English is simple. In daily life, English is short. People do not speak in long paragraphs, they speak in small, clear pieces. For example, "I'll check." "I'm not sure yet." "Let me think." These sentences are enough. Old methods taught you to prepare perfect answers. Real life needs clear responses. Using English at work in 2026. Professional English in 2026 is calm and direct. People value clarity, honesty, respect. They do not expect complex language. You can say, "I'll get back to you." That makes sense. "I need a little time." These sentences sound professional because they are clear and confident. Stop trying to sound impressive. Many learners believe professional English means sounding smart. This creates pressure. Pressure creates silence. In reality, professionals trust speakers who are calm. Simple language with steady tone creates more respect than complex sentences. English in short interactions. Most real English conversations are short. Small talk, quick updates, simple questions. You do not need to prepare, you need to respond. When you answer calmly, people feel comfortable. Comfort builds connection. Thinking in English naturally. In 2026, thinking in English does not mean full sentences. It means small thoughts. For example, "I'm ready." That's fine. "I'll try again." These thoughts reduce hesitation. Hesitation disappears when English feels familiar. Handling mistakes in real situations. Mistakes will happen. That is normal. In real conversations, people care more about understanding than correctness. If you make a mistake, pause, Continue. Explain differently. Do not apologize too much. Confidence stays when you continue. The power of pauses. Pauses are part of real English. They show thinking. They show control. You are allowed to pause. In 2026, fast speaking does not equal strong speaking. Calm speaking does. Daily life practice without stress. You do not need special practice time. Use English during short walks, simple tasks, quiet moments. One sentence is enough. Daily contact keeps English alive. When you feel awkward. Some moments will feel awkward. This does not mean failure. Awkwardness means you are adjusting. Adjustment creates growth. Stay with it. Real conversations build confidence. Confidence does not come from rehearsed scripts. It comes from real use. Each small interaction trains your brain. Your brain learns, I can handle this. That belief matters. Calm recap. In this segment, you learned real-life English is simple. Professional English is calm and clear. Pauses are allowed. Mistakes do not end conversations. Daily use builds familiarity. This is how English fits into real life in 2026. Soft transition. Pause here. Take a slow breath. In the final segment, we will bring everything together and talk about how to keep English in your life long-term in 2026 without burnout or pressure. This is the final step. Stay with me.
Welcome back. This is the final segment, not the end of your English journey, but the moment everything becomes clear. In 2026, the biggest challenge is not starting, it is continuing. Many learners start with energy. Very few stay with English over time. So let us talk about what truly keeps English alive. The long-term truth. English does not disappear because you are weak. It disappears because life becomes busy. Work, family, fatigue. Old methods asked for long study hours. When life became full, English was the first thing to leave. In 2026, a system must survive real life. The only rule that matters. Here is the rule that keeps English alive. Daily contact beats perfect study. Not intensity, not motivation, contact. Even small contact works. 5 minutes of listening, 1 minute of speaking, a short thought in English. This is enough. The calm daily system. From today, keep English simple. Each day, listen a little, speak a little, think a little in English. No schedules that feel heavy, no goals that feel far away. Just contact. This system works because it is realistic. Why breaks are allowed. Some days you will miss practice. That is normal. The mistake is not missing a day. The mistake is quitting because of it. In 2026, consistency means returning, not being perfect. Return calmly. Protecting English from burnout. Burnout happens when learning feels like pressure. Remove pressure. Do less. Slow down. Simplify. English grows when it feels safe to stay. English as a companion, not a task. Do not treat English like homework. Let it walk with you. While walking, while planning, while resting. One sentence is enough. This keeps English familiar. Familiarity builds comfort. Comfort builds confidence. The identity that keeps everything stable. Here is the most important part. Stop seeing English as something you chase. Start seeing it as part of who you are. Say quietly, I speak English. Not perfectly, not fluidly, but honestly. Identity keeps habits alive. What to do when motivation is low? Motivation will come and go. Do not depend on it. On low days, listen only, or speak one sentence, then stop. Low effort keeps the door open. Open doors matter. Looking back calmly. Think about where you were before this video. Confused? Tired? Unsure? Now you understand why old methods failed, how learning changed in 2026, what actually works, how to stay calm and consistent. This clarity is progress. The quiet confidence of 2026. In 2026, confidence is not loud. It is steady. It shows up when you pause without panic, continue after mistakes, stay with English quietly. This confidence lasts. Final calm recap. In this final segment, you learned how to keep English long-term, why daily contact matters most, how to avoid burnout, how identity protects progress. This is the English system of 2026. Simple, human, sustainable. Final closing. Pause here. Take a slow breath. You do not need a new method tomorrow. You need to stay with what works. English does not need to be mastered today. It needs to stay in your life. And now, it can. Subscribe now, join the Peaceful English Stories, and let's start your English learning journey together.